Hi, Bo here from Hi-Tech Investment. Welcome back to the channel where today's video we're going to talk about the money tree. Yes, this is by far not the first video that we have done, but we are now getting closer to understanding the EA itself and also how it exactly trades, which means that we are ready to try and unlock a lot more of the potential within the EA itself, up to a 95% win rate. Yes, you heard me right. The developers themselves only mentioned that it has about 90. We have found a way of how to increase this through a lot of analyzing, a lot of Excels, and we're going to take you through that entire history here today. We do apologize. There will be quite a few interesting details within the Excels themselves, so you understand exactly where we're coming from and why we have done what we have done. But you also get a bit of a bonus for listening in on this particular video here. There will be a promo code also during the video where we will show you exactly how you can actually get 10% discount on the Money 3 EA. That will be for the first 10 days. After that, it will be reduced to 5% thanks to Leapfx that has basically told us that we are allowed to give this kind of discount. So we'll make sure that that is both on our websites and it will also be in the description below and later on in this particular video. But before we get started here, we obviously want to tell you a bit about also the history of the Money 3 EA, because it has been smooth sailing at all. We have had two different brokers that we're using, the Blaze broker, which is the recommended broker, so from Leapfx on the Money Tree itself, and we also tried and set it up on the IG broker. That hasn't gone very well, and we have made a couple of videos explaining some of these things up against also what Leapfx has on their own site, my FX book here. And we made this particular video here saying disaster hit the money tree, and obviously we didn't understand at the time what exactly was going on, but there was quite a few discrepancies in there. But in the next video, we actually managed to analyze the results. We figured out exactly why it happened and how you can actually try and prevent that in the future. So both of these videos actually led up to where we are today, understanding a lot more about the Money Tree EA itself. Now, the data that you're going to see and that we are using here today, it actually comes from our own trading, and we're in this particular case only using the Money 3 EA information from the Blaze broker itself, because it is clear IG is not really working. There's too many discrepancies within the broker itself, too many fake trades of 2 or 3 seconds. But if we are using the Blaze broker, it pretty much lines up very well with also what Leapfx has on their My FX book. And that is the second part that we also using. We have gone back all the data that you can find on My FX book. We have taken that in and also analyzed that part of it. We sum up all the trading experience that we have from in there that goes all the way back to the beginning of 2022, and then basically spread it out in the different sheets that you're going to see now. So we start off with the Excel from our own trading. So basically means the Blaze broker, so that we have set up, and you can see month of trading basically started in January 2023. What we have here is the 18 currency pairs that is within the EA to trade itself. We have the winning trades and the losing trades, and at the bottom here we then have the sum up, so 51 trades, 8 lost. And then we also have it in percentage and lost here again for all the different currency pairs. So it means here we won about 86%, 0.2 here, and then 13.8 is what we have lost. Total trades is 58. And then we have a look at the profit over that period of time. We have lost $2,322. And per trade, that is basically down to just over $16. Monthly trades, as we can see, we are losing $580 if we continue to do it like this on average. And again, we are losing about 5.8% also on the trade. So definitely they are not looking very good, but that is where you have to look behind the numbers themselves. So what we do here is basically just sort out the winning and the losing strategies, and we've done that up here. So with the percentage, for this particular part, we have highlighted, we want to find the top 10 signals that we have in here, and they are very easy to find. We can basically see all these currency pairs up here in green. They are all won, and they all won by 100%. So basically these ones here is the ones that have some losses in them. They are still, some of them still have made some profits, as you can see. Other ones have not traded at all. And then we have especially Aussie Swiss francs that crashed and burned. And we also have US Swiss francs. So again, the Swiss francs part is not one we necessarily want to do. So that is the setup. So it means we are now focusing on the top 10 here. And when we go to Excel number 3, you can then see that if we only traded these particular 10 ones, we will have 40 winning trades. We will have 0 lost, 100%, which is obviously very nice, and then no losses at all. Total trades again, 40 here. We can also calculate the profits. Profits is just over $700, and per trade we would have made $4.40. Again, we divided over the 4 months of trading that we have shown we have done, and you can see here per month that would have made us $176 or 1.77% per month. So this is obviously a bit low. So what we'll do again is, now that we have basically taken away most of the losing currencies, the currencies that are not really doing very well, we can go in now and saying, okay, we are not trading 18 currency pairs anymore. And we are now down to 10, at least in this particular case. We go back and look at the risk and lot size that Leapfx has in there. And what we have done previously, we have been in the lower category here with $3,000 to $5,000 because we traded this on a $10,000 account. And that also means we only traded low risk at the time. And here it says for $5,000, 0.1, we used a 0.2 lot size. And now basically the answer that you have to ask yourself is, now that we only have 10 and we have 10 really good ones, especially when you look at these numbers here, we want to increase the risk. So we dare to take a higher chance. First of all, we are not trading 18 anymore. We're only trading 10. So it means that there's more space for the good trades to come through. They will not get blocked because you have a limited amount of open trades at the time. If you don't change it, of course, you can do. So if we're using an increased lot factor of, in this particular case, we say 4, what would that mean then compared to the original results? Well, it would mean that that 4-month period, you would have made $2,827 or $17.6 per trade. And again, if we then spread that out over the period of the 4 months, it would mean you would have made just over $700 per month. Or now the EA is actually producing a good solid 7% per month. So that is the first part of how we dissected our trading results. So if we try and do some of the same calculations, but this time around with the MyFX book account, where Leapfx has been trading and have been trading since February 2022, you will obviously see there's a lot more trading going on. Again, the currency pairs you have on the side here, all 18. How many has been won? How many has been lost? So 471 has been won overall. You have 40 lost. And then you look at the percentage overall in here, and it says 92.2% has been won, and then lost overall 7.8%. Total trades in here has then been 511. And then we have a look at the profit again. Each is actually doing well, except for the British pounds USD, which had a major setback, and that was actually back in February, we believe, that they had this particular loss. So February 2023, that is. Then also per trade, how much is there? And we can see overall $160 at the end of the day per trade is what they are having. If we then spread this one out over the 15 months that they've been trading, we can see that on average, they are making $5,479 or 54.8%. So that is roughly what we can see out of that. The next part is we are then having a look again at this time around. We are both looking at the percentage one, and we also looking at the profit itself and figuring out which ones are the ones we actually want to use here. And we have made the selections for these particular ones. You can obviously make your own selections because you will still have some that are producing good results and still have also quite high results. You can see Euro Japanese, for example, down here is at 94.1%. So that is obviously quite good, but it's not really cashing in more than $2,000 over the 34 trades they had overall. So again, that is why some of these ones is basically been picked out. Other ones are quite easy, of course, with heavy losses, or you have a very low win rate of only 75%, then basically you're taking it out. And again, also here, it looks like the Swiss franc together with the USD here is not really a good one. 12 trades and you end up with only a small positive profit of $84. Again, so you basically build it up and say, okay, this is the details we get in. We can see the one that has done the most profit is the US Japanese up here. Quite good profit overall and also quite good win rates. So you can pick and choose which ones you actually want to use at the end of the day. Now from there on, you again dissect and cut away the bad meat and say, okay, if we then take the 10 ones here that we have, we will then come out with these currency pairs over here. We will have 317 that are won, and lost is 20 in this particular case. You can now see the win rate has gone up to 94%, and losing rate is just below 6% overall. Now total trades, obviously less trades since we are now cutting some of the currencies away. 337, and also means that part of the profit has gone away. It's down to $70,000 now, but you can see per trade has gone up. Before it was about $160, now it's up to $210. So basically things are getting a lot more effective. Month of trading, if we then calculate that one again over the 15 months, only trading those particular 10 here, the monthly profit would have been 4,731 or 47.31%, which is obviously it has gone down because before we were trading more. But there is again a bit of sanity to all this. We go back now and again I say, okay, we are now having 10 really good accounts in here. So it means that we are doing a lot less trading, as you could see, but it's now more effective. And for example, Leapfx could go in again and saying, okay, based on these results, based on what is in the manual here, and we have actually made a slightly conservative calculation based on these things. So we are only increasing the lot factor 1.5 because we think they are running quite high risk as it is already. Then the 70,000 and the 210 per trade that you see here could then manifest itself in about 106,000 instead over the 15 months here, or 315 per trade. Again, you have to spread it out to see exactly what that means. And that means now that they could have a profit of about $77,000 per month, or about 70%, which is obviously incredibly nice numbers. Now, if we try to combine the two Excels here now into one to figure out which ones are the best ones, which one worked on both platforms, we can see here that we start off on the right hand side again. These are our trades that we had at that particular time, and we have the same numbers. You can see the same amount of trades. You have the Leapfx also on this particular side. We have set it up so that we can see the top 10 on both sides here, and then the rest at the bottom. Now we try to combine then, for example, here we have the Aussie US dollars, so that is definitely the best one on our particular list over here. And then we have to find it on the Leapfx. We find it over here, so in the top 5 on line 6. And that obviously means we give it a green symbol for this particular one, saying this is definitely the one we want to trade. It's in the top 10 on both sides. We do the same thing here with the US CAT, and we also find it over here on line 7. So again, it looks very good overall. And then we continue to do the same until we hit here Euro, Great British Pounds, and we now have a look and see where that ends up. And we can see it is now in the lower part, so out of the top 10 lineup itself. And that means that we're going to give it an orange color just to advise that these are not matching up with what our information we have, and Leapfx, so there's a bit of a difference in there. Euro Swiss francs is also good on our particular side here, but again, you will find this one also on the Euro Swiss francs down here, so in position 12. And you can see the winning rate is also a bit low for that particular one. So again, that's why it's outside here. And when we get down to the first red one, that will mean that it's outside of our top 10. And you can also see it over here, also outside of the Leapfx top 10 list, the one that has the biggest loss overall. So we mark them up here. And then the blue ones are basically ones where we don't have any trades on our particular FX blue line. We will have to rely on the data that comes from Leapfx, and you can see US Japanese over here is actually the one that are cashing in the most. It also has a good winning rate, and again here Euro Japanese, we also have a nice one with the 95.2% in here, and it's still cashing in quite well. So we mark all these ones up at the end of the day, and then we now combine them into the ones that we actually want to trade. And this is what it's gonna look like. We now are down to 8 set of currency trades that we want to use, and then we again combine the percentages and exactly how much we would get out of it at the end of the day. So if we have a look at the Leapfx numbers, so if you just go with the 8 and you again would have traded those over the last 15 months, you would have had 28 winning trades, 13 lost. You would end up with a winning rate of 94.6%, losing rate of 5.4, total trades 241. And if you would have used that particular lot size that they have here, it's just over $50,000. 208 per trade basically in here. And then, as we mentioned, we used before a lot size of 1.5. You might even go higher now that you only have 8 trades left. It's entirely up to you. We are just trying to do the math itself to see exactly how you can improve the results. But here it would mean $75,000 over that particular time. And then on average per trade is 313. Month of trading, obviously 15, and then if you spread that out every single month, you would now have an income of $5,000 or 50%. If we do the same on our side here, so again we have only the 8 left, which is now 29 winning ones and 0 loss, 100% win rate and 0 loss here. Total trades 29, which is obviously a lot less than what we saw on Leapfx. And then the profits would have been $505 or per trade $17.45. And then increase lot factor. Again, we can use the same lot factor, or we can go one higher if that is necessary, now that we only have 8 instead of the 18. That would mean that the results would be now $2,000 overall, or $69 per trade. And again, you divide it out, and what you have in total here would now be the monthly 505 that you get in, and also means that we will now have an average profit with the changes of 5% in plus. So overall, if we mix the two results, because they are not all the same, some are similar, but there's different trades that has been taken, we can see that overall there's 257 trades that was done in between the two accounts. We can see that 13 was lost, which at the end of the day says a win rate of 95.2%, and then a losing rate, which doesn't seem to show up here. So, but that would then also be 4.8. And then in total, we would have 270 trades within that period of time. So based on these new calculations that we have made with the money tree, we actually set up a new account. This time around, it was actually a balance account of $5,000. We have made 2 of them, and we have decided that we're gonna use just the 8 in here. We're gonna have one which we then are gonna call a medium risk, and then we have another one which we call high risk. We have started them at the same time. They are now trading. And as you can see below, I haven't really started in the right way, but anyway, let's see what's going to happen in the near future. And we will also provide you here with the settings that we have started off with. We might change them later on. But for now, the lot sizing that we will use for the $5,000 we put in is 0.4. So basically we are opting the risk itself, but again, we have a lot less trades also taking place. Stop loss balance for now is continuing to be around the 30%. We'll keep that in mind. And then the max orders is also 5, and this is for the medium risk account. For the high risk account, it looks exactly the same. You can also see the 2 open trades we have down here, but we are obviously double up in minus compared to the other one here. So because this is the high risk itself, and you will find the details we have here. You can see that these are 0.8. So on the lot size, so basically double up of what we had on the medium risk, and it's 4 times as big as what we have been trading so far on the low risk setting with all 18s in play. Stop loss balance is also 30% here, and max orders is also set at 5. We might want to change the max orders later on. We will keep a close eye on exactly how this develops. So as you can see, there was a lot of data. I do hope that I managed to break it down for you so it's easy to understand. We took a look through the 2 different trading accounts to see which ones comes out at the best side. We tried to have a look both at the win rate percentage and also on top of that, how much the individual currency actually made in profit, because at the end of the day, that's what we are interested in. So after you've been sitting through all these Excels, we do want to give you a bit of a good and positive news here also. We did mention a coupon code where you can actually get 10% off your Money 3 EA. So if you go into Leapfx, when this is the video here is being released, and you add in the BOYTFR, you will get a 10% discount on the robot. And from what we understand, Leapfx, they are still also providing a 30-day money-back guarantee if you want it. But if you would have had a chance to have a look at some of my videos, you should not need that at the end of the day, we hope. Now, don't forget here that basically this promo code is only good for the first 10 days in order to get your 10%. After the 10 days is up, the promo will go back down to 5%. So just make sure that you're aware. Promo code is the same, but if you are quick and action this within the 10-day time frame, then that is what you are getting. And obviously that is a little treat for sitting through this very Excel heavy video this time around. So I hope I've given you a bit of an insight as to exactly how these things are working, even though things on the outside looks like it's not really trading the right way. We hope that we can try and basically pick out the best things of any EA and then present it to you from here. Now there will also be more details. We have this, as you saw already, on the servers also linked up to FX Blue. We're going to update our website to make sure that the medium and high risk will be in there also, so you can follow that going forward. If things are going very well, and we can see good steady profits, so over the next 4 or 5 weeks, we might even put this on the coupling service also with Expert Forex, as it needs something else than the profit retriever, of course, to do it, but we want to make sure that we have a good steady profit overall, something to show, and definitely try in not to trade every single currency pair is the best way. Try and find exactly which ones could work the best, also including the broker, of course. So I hope to see you on one of my next videos very, very soon. Bye-bye.